This is how you fix remelt. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Chris Jones. Thanks for watching, and wanted to show y'all a few lures. Shocker, I know. But these are from this mold here, the 6-inch AI open pore. And these are some really special ones. They're all using some of the new signature eyes that we developed and launched with Jetson Lures. Prost, everybody. Back on the German beer. As all of you know, is the real me. I love the German beer. It's just so good. All right, well, before we get into this video, and we have a ton of remelt to do, I wanted to have like a brief little discussion with my audience. So basically, I kind of want some feedback from you guys and gals. So, you know, we've been doing the channel now for, gosh, well over, or a little over 3.5 years, I think. And I just, every once in a while, I want to get some feedback from the people watching my content. So basically, what sort of videos and content ideas would you like to see going forward? You know, I don't want the channel to get, you know, necessarily stale or too repetitive, you know, being that we make fishing lures. You know, there's always going to be that sort of repetitive nature to it, but there's so many other things that we can do. You know, we can try our hand at fly tying. We can try, you know, to make lead jigs and paint them, to make jig skirts, do more wooden stuff. You know, I need a little bit more on the tool side of things, I think, to do wooden baits a little bit better than I've been doing them, but it's possible. Is there anything that you would just love to see? You know, I'm always wanting feedback. I'm always wanting ideas from y'all, you know, because y'all are really who matters. And it's not what I want to do every video. It's what you guys want to see. So, you know, any feedback and ideas in the comment section down below would be huge and hugely appreciated. You know, I was sick, you know, starting almost a month ago. You know, I got pretty sick again. It was not the coronavirus, but I got pretty sick. And I wasn't able to film for about 3 weeks. And that just crashed my YouTube algorithms, you know. Whenever your channel loses engagement and you're not active, you get punished pretty harshly. Your algorithm really starts to hurt you. And so, you know, I'm like, well, this is a good time to ask everyone what they want to see. So shoot me lots of comments down below. Whoa, big stickers. Big dead-on stickers. Thanks, Randy. Was not expecting that. Just opened up another box of swim bait plastic. Got these huge vinyls. That's going to be awesome. Might put those on the boat. Okay, it's that time again. We have probably the largest amount of remelt pucks maybe that I've ever had since I moved my bait shop into the current bait shop. You know, I used to do all this out at my parents' house, and I did a lot more production back then. So instead of these just being pucks from a small Pyrex cup, these would be leftover pucks from the bottom of, you know, the production pots. So, but we have a nice variety of colors, and this is absolutely a mountain of remelt. So it's all gonna get smoked. Okay, well, we might not be smoking all of this remelt down today, because that's literally overflowing a gallon pot, and a gallon's a lot, but we'll see what happens. It's going to take a while to even get this stuff melted down. I mean, this is remelt Armageddon here. Like this, I let things go too far. I am a plastic hoarder, and I need to seek help. Okay, we're on. We are set to 400, and we are absolutely filled to the top. And I just thought, well, instead of me trying to grind all that up or cut it up in the amount of time that would take, I'm just going to straight send it, because it's remelt, and who ultimately cares? This is supposed to be fun, not labor intensive. So we're just going to let that bake for a while. We got a couple of exciting molds. We even have a panfish mold snuck in there somewhere, the bass tackle chatter trailer, and then we'll probably rotate out some molds. Oh yeah, check these out. little sort of glass trout, see-through trout, Shasta trout, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, looking good there. Totally beside the point. And now that this has melted down a little bit, I think we can toss a few more on the stack. Get those started. See how much of this we can really squeeze into that one pot. Oh yeah, the fugly has started. Just look at the... Well, you know, that's actually rather lovely right there on the knife, if I'm being completely honest. But it ain't gonna stay like that. It's just gonna get worse and worse. But it's looking so remelty. Oh, love it. You know, in a way, it kind of reminds me of this dark chocolate and raspberry Ghirardelli square. You know what I mean? Could just drop that right in. Just kidding. Well, we are mostly there, and it's kind of starting to look like I don't even know what you call this color. It's just a remelt color. You can see we've had some moisture bubbles. You know, these pucks, you know, these remelt pucks, they just sit around in the shop for months, you know, and just collect moisture. It's what they do. That's what plastic does in retirement, is it sits in your garage and the resin absorbs moisture. So we are just kind of spooning out some of these bubbles here just to clean things up. Yeah. It's not the worst color I've ever made. I've actually had worse results when I was actually trying to do something like on purpose. Alright, I think we're ready. Alright, here we go. And of course, we're using the Mondo injector today, because this is a Mondo amount plastic. So let's just, golly, this is like actually exercising. This is like a muscle workout. Okay, feeling good. Yeah, this is that Chatter trailer mold. This thing is so awesome. Absolutely love this mold. Probably won't look that great in this color, because I don't think anything's going to look that great in this color. Maybe a Cinco would, because it's sort of like just a natural brown. But we will keep moving. I expect these AR worms to actually look pretty good. There again, because this is sort of just like a natural brown earthworm color. Good God. Ugh. Woo! You gotta have some beef, which I clearly don't have. Alright, let's power down, and you know what? Let's look at the AR worm first, because I feel like this one's gonna be a winner. Yeah. We'll actually get to look at what the color really looks like here. It sort of has a sort of like a brown-green pumpkin vibe to it. In fact, this looks like a color that I have called olive. If it had a little bit of hypershift powder. So a lot of that remelt was color shift, and you can kind of see a little bit of powder effect. Yeah, like look down here. You can see those powder particles. That's actually really not bad. You know what? I'm going to go get that olive pigment and show you. Yeah, so here's the olive, and to me, it just kind of gives off that vibe. This has a little bit more green in it now that I see them side by side. But, you know, that could actually be a real color. And here is the second AR worm. Yeah. This is the normal size. This is like the 5 3/4 inch. We did just launch a magnum size of this mold that has a core shot capability. Definitely check that video out. It's literally the video prior to this one, and it is killer. We even get some fish catches on film, which is super rare considering that I am the world's worst fisherman. So Landon hid my drumsticks, and I just found them, so we are overdue for a drum roll reveal. I miss drumming. Can you tell? Oh yeah. Convinced this mold could make a dog droppings look good, which this color kind of reminds me of. Yeah, look at that. Heck, I'd throw that, put that on the back of a green pumpkin swim jig or a green pumpkin spinnerbait. And that's actually not stupid. Like, I've seen production baits hanging on shelves at Bass Pro Shops that look a lot worse than this. Yeah, they aren't bad. Little bit of a air pocket up there, just slightly. See that right there? Not perfect, but doable. Okay, well, it works as a chatterbait trailer, and you know, there again, it kind of has that brown-green pumpkin vibe. You know, which, as we all know, green pumpkin is like the bass fishing color. It's versatile. It's like black and blue. It kind of works for everything. So this is actually quite a pleasant surprise. You know, most remelts, when you just throw 100 different colors in there, they're all going to come out some shade of brown. This one just has almost a real green pumpkin vibe to it, as if it was on purpose. Yeah, the action worm always makes things look good too. In fact, I caught some nice fish on some hand-poured versions of the action worms not long ago. I did like sort of a marbled green and kind of pearly bluegill patterns in the action worm, and the fish were killing it. Just doing a little bank fishing in my parents' neighborhood. Anyway, there it is right there. All right, here's something a little different. A little panfish mold action. If I can get it open. Yeah. Some 2-inch, or maybe that's the 2.5-inch single tail grubs. Now, you know, normally for speck fishing, we call them specks around here, but for pan fishing, I normally like a brighter color, something a little more flashy that tends to catch a crappie's eye. But this color actually doesn't look too bad. You can see I didn't quite get it filled in. These some of these smaller cavity molds with a thinner runner, you want to get the molds preheated a little bit. So a good trick for that is just to heat up some junk plastic and just run some plastic at like 380 degrees, just some old remelt, literally remelt like we're doing, and that'll just kind of get the cold off the mold, so to speak. All right, a few more action worms from round 2. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a peek at the bonus mold. No crazy stuff here, just only the best craw mold in the world. This is the mighty Ecto Craw. There's none like it, often imitated, but never duplicated. Yeah, look at that. Not my favorite craw color, but again, that would be for more of a, you know, maybe a swim jig trailer or something like that. You know, a good, decent green pumpkin trailer color. You know, it's not going to blow you away like triple injection, but in the real world, it's this kind of stuff that puts fish in the boat. Yeah, look at that. That's actually how the mold came apart. Everything stayed in place. You can see them nice in a row. To me, that's so rewarding when you take the mold, when you take the mold apart and the baits stay in their cavities. It's like an orderly OCD thing. All right, we've got some beef on here now. All bass tackle worm molds. Anybody who's watched my channel for a while probably can already tell you what these molds are, but I really wanted to see this in some more traditional shapes, some regular type worms, I guess. And that will actually be a slight challenge for the Mondo injector, because this is a lot of plastic drinking to fill all those molds. All right, let's do it. Gotta stretch, you know, before I can push all these out, but here we go anyway. Oh yeah, we actually filled the injector on this one. Let's go. You know it's a big mold when you actually have to push this handle more than like an inch on this huge injector. It's so big. It can fill a mold and you only push it like that far down. It's crazy. Absolutely love this thing. Wow, got every single mold. With some left over, I'm sure. Yeah, look at that. Woo! Alright, we are a little sore wristed. Alright, this 5-foot long mold here is a 4-cavity, 9-inch ribbon tail mold worm. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of wormage just in that one mold. And no, it's actually 2 feet long. But, you know, that's a 24-inch plate that it takes to make a mold that size. It's very, very, very heavy. But it makes a beautiful, beautiful ribbon tail worm, which is actually a lot like another worm mold I have. Let me go grab one. So here we have, I'll just get one off for comparison. Here we have what I consider to be about a 9-inch injection worm mold, okay? A nice round ribbon tail. Here's like a hand pour version of almost the same worm. I mean, you can see things are very close there, even sort of like the way that it tapers into the tail section and just the overall shape of the tail. It's almost identical. You know, the body's a little bit different and of course a flat edge, you know, because this one is open pored, but just about the same worm. And there's the baby version, the 7-inch. This is one of my favorite worms like ever. Out of every mold, out of every big box manufacturer, I'd rather throw this 7-inch ribbon tail, just me personally, what I have confidence in, over just about dang near anything else. But with that new AR worm mold, that might change. Alright, here's one that we're all familiar with, a good old-fashioned Finesse worm. A lot of people call these trick worms, which really, I think that's a Zoom name only. But I like to call these a diamond tail finesse worm. This mold is actually called a flat worm because one side is flat. It almost looks like it was hand poured, even though it's injected. So sweet, sweet, sweet. But yeah, always been a big fan of that worm. Great on a Carolina rig, and great rigged weedless in the Florida grass. You know, we have so many types of vegetation, and sometimes they just want a worm just to be twitched through the grass, twitched through the pads. A jerk worm in the lily pads, as one of my cousins once said it, making fun of bass fishing. But nobody cares what he thinks. Alright, so next we're going to show you the ultimate remelter's trick. If you ever do a bunch of remelt and you throw a bunch of stuff in your pot or your microwave and you just hate the color, there's only one thing you can do to fix it, to turn it into a more normal color. Add a bunch of black. Okie doke, so here's what the color looks like on the knife. Okay, sort of that light brown green. It's a little hard to see there. Let's just add a ton of black, like a ton. Cover up all evidence of the current color. This is how you fix remelt. Just absolutely black it out. Because black is one of the best bass fishing colors. And it's easy. You can overheat it and it truly, yeah, look at that. You can overheat it and it truly doesn't matter. Yeah. That looks good. Alright, we've got a few different molds here. Just to show you, like these are completely 3 different shapes altogether. Just to show you that your remelt black can look good. I hear you, buddy. Alright, now we're going to move on to this huge mold here. I think y'all will really, really, really like this one. I know I will. And then I hope we have enough plastic to fill this one. We should. 10-ounce injector. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, we will meet y'all right back. Alright, let's take a look. Front and center, we have the new Core Shot AR worm mold, except we did not use it as a core shot. We just took the rods out, and then it becomes just a regular mold. And look at this beast. And look at that color. It now looks like black with a little bit of that color shift left in there. Because really, it's those powder effects that still remain visible even once you've added a bunch of pigment. And I mean, that right there is a 100% good, normal, usable bait, right? You can just black out your remelt, and it's going to look good every time. Here it is in a little swim bait, right? Black plastic. This is the 4-inch bloodline. Now, we did not put bloodlines in it, of course, but you know, most of this remelt was tube blend, which works really well in these swim baits. So you could technically just use all your remelt plastic, black it out, and then, you know, put your eyes and your bloodlines in and have real baits, you know? Like, nobody's going to know that this black is not normal black plastic. You know, that was 30 different colors all in one. And then last but not least, one of my favorite frog colors is black. I have caught more bass just on a straight black frog, and what better way to use your remelt than to get some topwater blow-ups. Boom, we are done for the day. Okay, there is the spread. So now comes the question of the day. Every world's worst fishing video, at least that I can remember. I want some feedback. Which ones did you guys like the most? The remelt green pumpkin ARs, the Ecto Craws, chatterbait, kind of Zako swim bait looking thingies. I don't think they actually have a name. The straight ribbon tails, the grass grenades, the finesse worms, or the drop shot action worms, or was it the bonus baits? The straight black frogs, well, the remelt black frogs, or the remelt magnum ARs, you know? You could just easily say, oh, I prefer the black, you know, and really, it doesn't matter what you have in terms of remelt colors if you can just black it out. So, you know, that's just something to keep in mind. You can always get black, which works in almost everything. All right, everybody, I think that's going to call it a day. I am remelted out, and I think it's time for some lunch break. So, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Again, please shoot me lots of comments down below. Let me know what types of content you would like to see coming to the channel. I already have some goodies on the way here to do a completely new type of lure making. It's not wood, it's not soft plastics. So I do have some fun, exciting new things coming that I'm hoping to experiment with and get good at. I'm going to be a complete noob at it. So we will try and learn together. And then let me know which ones from today's video were your favorite. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a fishing friend about the channel, see if you can get some of your friends interested in the hobby. And I'm out of here.